Well, Douglas Sloan is a Democratic strategist and senior principal consultant at the National Capital Strategist Group, joins us live now from Washington. So President Trump has repeatedly used racist and racial language to tap into what's been described as white identity politics. Do we now have a clearer understanding about whether Trump's identity politics played a role in him winning the 2016 presidential election?
I believe we do. Keep in mind that the 2016 presidential election was a perfect storm of different events that helped to get Trump elected. There was obviously the Russian interference in the election. There was Bill Comey coming in with 3 weeks to go, taking another look at Hillary's emails, which turned out to be a nothing burger. There was some of those racist dog whistles that Trump used playing up to the election, saying that many of the Mexicans coming over the border were rapists and gang members. Some of those dog whistles that he used to perhaps pull some of the racist people out to the polls. So it may have played a small part, and it seems that he may be trying to really double down and make that a principal part of his election strategy going into 2020. Although I'll tell you right now, it will be a failed strategy if that is the linchpin of his campaign.
No, the confusing part is that President Trump won in 2016, but his party lost in 2018. And as we know, both these elections were fought not just on race and identity, but also other issues like the economy and healthcare. So do we know if these racist incendiary remarks are likely to help him in 2020?
I don't think they will. I just read a study, I just read a study on Twitter that showed that white women in particular are a demographic that is becoming increasingly turned off by his racist rhetoric. And that demographic of white women helped him greatly in the 2016 election. He can ill afford to lose any of his support groups going into 2020. So to double down on this type of rhetoric, hoping that it will help to get him elected, when we are a country that just elected our first black president to not just one, but 2 terms.
No, but I suppose one thing that might be in President Trump's favor is the fact that the Democrats appear to be split on what to do about all of this. There is friction in the party about whether they embrace diversity and just go for the anti-Trump vote, or whether actually they try to get white swing voters on board with someone like Joe Biden. I mean, do the Democrats have this figured out?
Well, I believe that the Democrats are unified in our stand against Trump's racist rhetoric. There's no doubt about that. When Trump attacked the squad, the 4 congresswomen of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Congressman Omar, Nancy Pelosi came out and defended him. We are united as Democrats, or rather Democrats are united against racism. What the Democrats need to determine is what will be the unifying singular strategy going into 2020 to dethrone Trump. Are we going with the economy? Are we going with, we need to improve infrastructure, health care? What will be the unifying message? What is something that the Democrats will be using as our talking points going into 2020, not just for the presidential election, but for the congressional elections as well? Democrats need to get their talking points together and make sure that everyone is on the same page so they could come out victorious in next year's election.
Thank you very much, Douglas Sloan in Washington.